there.
Hello and welcome to the Elida Fieldhouse for night 2 of the Tip-Off Classic. I'm Nate Garlock alongside Evan Skeletor, and a special treat tonight. We are a 3-man booth. We got Mark Shine joining us tonight as well. Hey, a big event means a bigger booth. This is the culmination of the opening weekend of Ohio high school basketball. It's an event that everybody in this area looks forward to, starting with Friday night and then coming in here till Saturday night. Had a great night 1, Mark, and night 2 shouldn't be any different.
Well, what I would say about this is because it's a pre-draw, because we know who's playing who years and years in advance, you don't always get the best matchups on Saturday night. Tonight, I think we got the 2 best matchups. This should be a very close game with Elida and with Bath. I think the second game with Shawnee and Lima Central Catholic is a good matchup as well.
Our pregame and keys of the game are brought to you by Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. Evan, we're going to take a look at those keys of the game now. 4 teams essentially, but on our first game matchup, 2 teams extremely familiar with one another.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm really looking forward to seeing these 2 go at it. And you look at the keys, the first one's going to be pace in this game. Elida loves to run the floor. I'm not entirely sure Bath can match that athleticism and that speed. I think Bath's going to want to slow it down a little bit, so it's going to be a game of tempo and who can play at their pace. The second thing is role players. If you look at Bath, yesterday in their game, 26 points for Logan Markley, but past him, Jaden Ryan had 9 and a bunch of guys had 2. So I'm curious for Bath who's going to step up. For Elida, they had 3 guys in double figures, Amari Wash, Marcus Hill, and Zori Island yesterday. So they've got some role players to lean on. Which one's going to step up in this game? I will be curious. And then the last one's a short memory. Both these teams coming off a loss. Elida's a little bit closer than Bath's, but either way, you've got to put last night out of your head. You've got to move on to today. You've got to get win number 1 on the season.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams. First, for the Bath Wildcats, a new coach in Coach Dre White. He is going to start number 1, Dagan Hawkins. Number 2, Logan Markley. Number 4, Daniel Cole. Number 13, Jackson Foster. And number 21, Jaden Ryan. For the Elida Bulldogs, it's a lot of the same for Bath. A brand new head coach leading the way, and Coach Ryan Howard. He's going to start some familiar faces, though. Number 0, Zori Island. Number 4, Amari Wash. Number 3, Marcus Hill. Number 2, Parker Krim. And number 23, Evan Jackson. And guys, both, when you look at these starting lineups, one lineup has a lot more familiarity, if you will. That Elida Bulldog team has 3 guys that are really a core piece to a team that made a very good and deep run last year in the tournament.
Well, I think what you find out is everybody hates to go out this weekend 0-2. You could play pretty good basketball and be 0-2, and not only that, but these 2 coaches, first year with their programs, trying to get their first win with their program and validate what they've done through the preseason. It's an interesting matchup first night.
Yeah, and you talk about experience, and I think going back to that last key, the short memory piece, a team with more experience generally is a little bit better coming off of a loss, knowing what they need to do to get the win. And I again, really excited to see these 2 teams go at it because on paper, they're very, very similar.
It is almost time for the opening tip here in the first game of the Tip-Off Classic. When we return, we'll have that opening tip. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by Webb Insurance Agency, serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years, with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. Opening tip just about underway here at the Elida Fieldhouse. Welcome back. I'm Nate Garlock. Alongside me are my 2 broadcast partners, Mark Shine, Evan Skeletor. This is going to be a fantastic matchup tonight. I cannot wait for this one to get going. Opening tip is up, and it'll be controlled by the Bath Wildcats. Our officials for tonight's game, Eric Schwab, Reyes Ramirez, and Steve McCray. As Bath starts with the basketball, throws that one along the edge of the baseline down into the corner. As you can see, one of the nice things about being here at Elida is the first shot is up. That one's going to be no good. Fight for that loose ball. It's going to stay with the Wildcats. But, guys, the first thing that is noticeable to me for seeing these teams for the first time this year is the length of the Bath Wildcats.
Yeah, no doubt, and that length is going to be big today as they're going up against Elida. That's a team that's super quick but not necessarily long. So they'll have to leverage that length and keep the ball away from those pesky defenders from Elida who've done a nice job keeping them out of the paint early on.
Nice extra effort from the Wildcats to keep this one alive. Elida playing nice defense. They've knocked it free a couple of times, but haven't been able to come up with it. Hawkins with the basketball, working against Island.
Good patience here from Bath, just working the ball around the perimeter, trying to get their shot.
Daniel Cole gives it up, back up to the top of the key. Three-point ball on its way. That one's going to be off the mark.
Right now, Bath doing a nice job crashing the offensive boards, just not able to grasp that one, and now we'll get our first possession for Elida.
Mari Wash, he tries to go to the rim. He's not able to get that one to go. Extra effort gets knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Bulldogs.
Wash is a really good player. He does what all point guards should do. He gets the 2 feet around the basket. He's under control. He's balanced. He can make a pass out of that. He can try to draw a foul. Right there, it didn't really go his way, but I like him playing under control the way he does inside.
So Mari Wash has to go way back into the backcourt to gather that one up. Mari Wash had himself one heck of a football season and hoping to carry that momentum into basketball. Evan Jackson left all alone. He's going to drive, pull up 2, and that one's good. Elida on the scoreboard first.
That's what you do when they're giving you space and you're not a three-point shooter. Just take a step in and hit it. And now they're going to have to honor that a little bit more. Maybe he'll be able to pull them away from the basket some to create some more space.
Three-point try up for the Wildcats. That's going to be off the mark. Nice extra effort to get that saved, but Evan Jackson able to track it down for the Bulldogs. Wash gets it over to Island. Island down into the corner, 3-ball up, and that one's going to be no good.
Good ball movement, but really good rebound right there. Love the way Daniel Cole got up and grabbed that. That's Parker Krim. You see here, Parker Krim running into him, a really good defensive end, a guy that's getting recruited by multiple schools for his strength. But right there, it was Cole winning the battle for the rebound.
All 3 Bath field goal attempts have been from the 3-point line. Curious if they want to try to get something going to the rim.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, we initially talked about it. It looked like Bath had the size advantage as far as the length, but they haven't tried to use the inside yet to their advantage. Here's Markley, going to drive baseline. Nice job as he looked off Jackson, and he's able to get that one in for 2.
Good inside out from Elida right there. They get in, they toss it to the corner, and because of the hard closeout, Markley's able to get by and a nice finish at the rim.
Here's Wash beyond the 3-point line, looking for somewhere to go. Almost dribbled himself into a double team, able to use the screen by Jackson, and an easy basket for Amari Wash.
Yeah, right there, Jackson Foster defending the screener in drop coverage. He gave a couple steps to Wash, and Wash made no mistake just pulling up and draining that.
Here's Bath trying to work on the inside. You see Jaden Ryan is going to have his hands full going against Krim all night long. That one's going to be off the mark. Island with the rebound. He was looking for that long outlet, but just lost the handle. He's in a lot of traffic in front of him.
It's a good defensive possession. Zori Island knocks down a cutter going to the basket free and then does a nice job contesting on that shot.
Tight defense in there by Hawkins. Zori Island has to change directions, kicks it down into the corner. 3-point try up. That one's no good. Both teams right now struggling from behind the arc, Mark.
Well, they are. They're combined 0 for 5 right now, and a lot of times on the second night of an opening 2-night weekend, your legs aren't there for the 3-point field goal attempts.
Parker Krim just ended up with that one in his hands, but then we're going to have an offensive foul. I'm not sure who they called that on.
They called a travel, actually, on Island right there. I think the referee had a tough look at it because Island was able to get that ball off before he made his 3rd step, but the referee behind him not able to see it quite right. And either way, Bath gets the ball back. Just trailing by 2, but tough defense from Elida so far.
Quick transition for the Wildcats. 3-point try, no good. And we're going to have another foul call. This one is going to go on Island. Or no, excuse me, it's going to go on Bath.
They're going to get Dagan Hawkins. Got a little too handsy trying to get that rebound. Good hustle from Elida as you see first-year coach Ryan Howard giving his team directions.
Dagan Hawkins didn't score last night. I think he's pressed a little bit here trying to get himself in the books.
Marcus Hill has to get rid of it. Amari Wash going to try to drive, has that one rejected. Really Jackson Foster is able to get his hands on that one. Markley fighting for all sorts of contact, and he's not able to get that one to go as saw the extra effort come in. It just ended up in the hands of Mark Shine over
I got
here.
to touch the ball.
Yeah, you get a good
My
look at
first telecast of the year, I get to touch the ball.
I thought you were going to go ahead and shoot it from there, too. You never know.
I don't throw many passes.
3:30 left to go here in the opening quarter. Elida on top 4-2. They have the basketball. Little weave up top. Ends up back into the hands of Wash.
Elida so far really not looking to get it to the bigs inside. They really want to penetrate and then pass.
Highland worked really hard to get all the way to the basket, but then had to push it back out to Amari Wash, who walked right into the lane, able to get that floater to go.
And again, it starts with the penetration. The help has to come down to the rim. As they penetrate from the perimeter, they kick it out. The closeout off balance and an easy take inside, and great floater for the score.
Amari Wash is one of those players on this Elida team that's going to have to take a bigger role. Nice hesitation move. Jaden Ryan able to get that one up for his first 2 of the game.
Well, they've got both goals going to the rim. Markley's got one, Ryan's got one.
Here comes Elida as Wash went into it as he was met by Jackson Foster. And they're actually going to call, no, they're not going to call a foul. Jackson Foster picks up his first, team second.
Yeah, Bath really trying hard to get those statement blocks, right? Instead of just going straight up and down and just either altering the shot or getting a tip on it. When you come down like that trying to swat the ball, oftentimes the referees will see a foul, and you see right there.
Wash able to connect on his first. And, you know, Mark, I was just talking, Mark Wash is one of these guys for Elida team that, you know, last year maybe wasn't the one getting the most attention on that team when he was on the floor. But the maturity that you saw and the growth that you saw on the football field this year, if even a fraction of that carries over to basketball, he's going to be a handful this year.
Well, he's got a great partner. He and Zori Island make a tremendous backcourt, and if they're able to stay healthy and stay out of foul trouble, the pressure they can put on defensively and their ability to go to rim makes both of them really, really good, and they can play off of each other that way.
Here's Hawkins. Going to have to get rid of it. They're going to feed down low to Foster. Foster has the size advantage working against Island. Turnaround jumper is up, but that one's no good. Nice rebound that time by Jonathan Payne, who checked in during the last stoppage.
When you have the advantage in height, you don't want to go away from the basket. Right there, Foster tried to fade away instead of going into the body of the much shorter defender.
Island kicks it down into the corner. Three-point try is up. That one's no good. Fight for the loose ball. Ends up into the hands of the Wildcats. Trying to go back into the inside. Jaden Ryan works against Jackson. Turnaround one-hander. That one's good. Jaden Ryan now with 4 points.
Good touch with the left right there. Turned over his right shoulder. Able to drop that one in. Like you said, 4 points out of Bath 6.
And per your thought a moment ago, Evan, he took the ball towards the rim instead of falling away.
Well, and like you had pointed out just a couple of possessions ago, Mark, all those points for the Wildcats so far have been inside at the basket. Now here's Wash going to slow things down with 1:20 left to go. Elida with the 2-point lead.
I like what Coach White's done. He's put a 6'4+ Markley on Wash, just trying to keep him size-wise from getting to the rim.
Wash got some space on that switch, and that's all he needed.
So he says, I'll just back up and drill one over you.
That is our first three-pointer of the game. Our three-pointers tonight are brought to you by the State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial services needs. Visit yourstatebank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Bath tries to come back and answers with one of their own. That one's going to be off the mark. Fight for the loose ball is going to go off the Wildcats, and it is going to go back to Elida with 46.4 seconds left to go. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Pat's Donuts and Crete. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. And then our premier sponsor for tonight for Elida is John Stocktor DDS. John Stocktor DDS is providing dental care for high school sports fans. 11-6, final 40 seconds of the opening quarter. Nice lob to the inside. Jasper Pyle able to gather that one in, but now he lost it. Fight for the loose ball, ends up back into the hands of Wash. Wash looking to reset.
Got to move the basketball. When you get inside and there's 2 defenders, someone's going to be open.
And we have a whistle on the other side. Can't see if they called a travel or if we had a 5-second call.
I couldn't see it
Coach Howard
either.
was down here wanting last shot, and they couldn't get the ball out of the corner to get it out to get his team set, and that ended up being a turnover then.
So now Bath with an opportunity here to get a little momentum going into the second quarter. Nice feed to the inside. Ryan gets cut off. Here comes a double team, loses the basketball, but ends up back into the hands of the Wildcats. And then all alone at the buzzer was Jaden Ryan, but he couldn't get it to go in. After one, the Elida Bulldogs are on top 11-6. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Walpark, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Tonight's instant replays are brought to you by Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. The Elida Bulldogs on top 11-6. You know, and Mark, we didn't see a lot of really good shooting from the outside from either team. Just one made three-pointer in the first quarter.
Yeah, Elida was, 1 for 4 in the opening quarter from the three-point line. Bath was 0 for 4. Elida made 3 of 5 from inside the arc. Bath made 3 of 7. Elida made their only 2 free throw attempts. Bath didn't go to the free throw line. Elida 8 rebounds to Bath's 5. Each team had 2 offensive rebounds. Each team turned the ball over twice in the opening quarter.
We'll see what adjustments the Wildcats can make, as right now it just seems like the Elida Bulldogs are a step quicker here tonight. Island up at the top of the key. Lets this one go. He's working against Zach Welsh, and that one's going to fall off the front of the rim.
That's what Bath wants. Make them shoot over the top. Don't let them get to the basket. Don't let them go inside out. Just force those deep shots. I know one has fallen, but like you said, this game has not seen a lot of threes.
Here's Markley work on the inside, has that height advantage we talked about, and he is going to pick up the whistle. Zori Island not happy about it, but there was a lot of contact under the basket.
Yeah, get a good look at it here on the Ultimate Outdoor replay, and yeah, twice he got him on the arm there. I know he doesn't like it, but ultimately when that arm comes down, the referees are going to see it.
So Logan Makeley makes his first trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line. He's able to connect on the first.
Markley last night, 26 points for his Wildcats. A good opening night for the junior, excuse me.
Jackson Foster took a break. He was scoreless tonight. He had just a pair last night. He was their leading scorer a year ago. Had surgery in the offseason in September from football, and kind of just playing himself back into it now.
See Parker Krim able to gather that one in off the miss. So Markley 1 for 2 on that trip.
Bath was kind of in a three-quarter press there just to slow Elida down, trying to keep them from using their speed and athleticism like we talked about in the pregame, not letting them get out to that up-tempo pace that they play so well.
Great ball movement by the Bulldogs. Krim not able to handle the entry pass, loses it. Elida keeps it alive, and then another three-point basket as Altenbach able to get his second of the game.
Yeah, and again, that starts with the penetration from the wing. Really good job by Wash, getting inside and finding the pass.
Great job that time by Daniel Cole as he fought his way to the basket. Had a lot of trapping, a lot of hands on it. As it got taken away, he gathered it back in, and then there's Krim. He is just a lot to handle. And you saw the whistle get blown that time. This basketball is going to go back to the Bulldogs.
Early on, Evan, you mentioned about the length of Bath. I think that zone could be something good for them. They're going to go back man to man. Maybe they'll stay with that.
Might be in a 2-3 or
okay.
We'll see.
Kind of man right now.
Defense.
Yeah.
Wash looks back. Gets the call from Coach Howard. Now here's Island. He's going to attack. He loves to use his speed to try to get around that edge and to the basket. And he's so good with his passing, as you saw here. Even when he doesn't quite make that edge, he knows where his teammates are, and he's very strong with that one-handed pass.
Well, he plays really under control as well. He's taking some contact from Markley and still able to get into him a little bit, keep his balance, and ultimately draw the foul. Really good play there.
Altenbach gets rid of it, ends up back in the hands of Island. And here's Wash.
Still Elida not really, they're playing 41, 4 out, 1 in, and they're not really looking to go inside. And as I say that, they go right to Krim, who's not able to handle it.
You know, that's the one knock on Krim. He is strong, he's athletic, he's able to do a lot of damage underneath. but there are times where ball control and ball security can be an issue with him, and you saw it right there. But then he comes back on the other side, and he's going to draw the defensive foul. He's a little confused, and I got to be honest, Mark, he may have an argument here. And there's a little slide there late, isn't there?
Yeah, late. You're right. That's a tough call, and our official looked at it for a long time and made the call. Markley goes back to the free throw line, and Krim picks up his first foul.
I'll tell you what, you got to give the ref credit right there. That's a bang-bang play.
Yeah,
those are really tough calls to make, but as we saw on the replay, it was spot on. There was still a slide, still movement, and definitely a foul on Krim.
Yeah, I mean, we're right here, and I thought for sure that Krim had been there and was there, and that was going to be an offensive foul. So great call by the officials that time, and Markley able to knock down that shot.
This is one reason I don't like that semicircle underneath the rim, because not only would the official have to be looking at contact up, but he'd have to be looking at feet too, where they're at, and that's a lot to ask for an official.
Logan Markley goes 1 for 2 again from the free throw line. 14-8, Elida on top. Here comes Walsh right into the lane. And we're going to have a defensive foul, defensive foul that time, as this time it's going to go against the Wildcats.
Oh, we're going to get another look at this one, and that one's close too. These refs have a tough one tonight. I can't criticize them either way. Those are bang-bang plays, really tough. But you like the physicality. You like both teams trying to get into position, trying to play good defense, even if they are a little bit late. Both coaches not happy about the last 2 calls, but either way, we're seeing some great basketball here this evening.
Here's the issue, guys, and the fact is that Markley now has 2 fouls. And we still have 5.5 to go here in quarter number 2, and he was their leading scorer last night, leading scorer today.
As Amari Walsh steps up to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line, knocks down the first. He is 3 for 3 so far tonight from the charity stripe.
And with that, Logan takes a seat.
Yeah, as you mentioned, obviously Coach White concerned with having the 2 fouls. Can't afford to have him pick up a third here yet. As Wash gets the friendly bounce.
It's 11 points here early on for Wash, leading the team in a big way, and now with the steal.
And we're going to have a double dribble as Amari Wash's aggressiveness that time led to the turnover, but got going a little bit too fast, I think. Lost the basketball for a second, and Bath fortunate to get it back.
Good look over there at the Bath sideline. Some really good coaches on both sides, but you look at Bath, Dre White in his first year here, but plenty of good experience. Gabe Young over there as well, and then, of course, my hero, John Cook, on the sideline.
Here's Foster. He's going to look to drive. Nice, strong move to the inside as Jackson Foster gets his first 2 of the night.
Nice quick timeout from Bath. I really like that move. Nice control in the air, taking the contact and finishing, get within 6.
Bath takes the Metzger Financial Services timeout. We will as well, and we'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our premier sponsor tonight for the Elida Bulldogs is John's Doctor DDS, providing dental care for high school sports fans. Bath takes the timeout after the make by Jackson Foster. We're talking off air, Mark, and you said that looked like the Jackson Foster people are used to seeing.
Absolutely. Markley's on the bench. We need some points. He took the ball to the rim, and now we got a little 2-2-1 press that almost got a steal.
Yeah, using that length you talked about earlier. Now they shift back into a 2-3 zone.
16-10, the Bulldogs on top, but Bath trying to get some momentum going their way. Welsh out up top, guarding Amari Walsh. Three-pointer by Altenbach on its way. That one's off the mark. Cole with the rebound.
Yeah, a little 2-guard action. They just get the guy running baseline and open in the corner. You got to be careful if you're running that zone. Make sure you're ready to close out in the corner.
Feed to the inside. Ryan kicks it back out. Foster for 3. That one's off its mark. Fight for the rebound. Foster comes and gets it. Gets rid of it. Jump shot, no good. Another fight for the rebound. Foster right in the middle of that one as well. And now we're going to have a whistle as Daniel Cole just kind of got caught in a bad position. He's going to get whistled for the foul against Amari Walsh.
Yeah, it's going to be number 2 against Cole. So tough one there for Bath as we get a look again at the ultimate replay. And yeah, just coming from behind, thought he might be able to get the ball, but Walsh went right into him, drew the foul. Now he'll take a seat. Actually, they're going to leave Cole out there with the 2 fouls. They're going to stay in the 2-3.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the things that I think is going to be an issue for Bath this year, and that's the depth that they have on the bench. As Amari Walsh just steps back and drills another three-pointer.
Well, they were not in a 2-3, and right there, just the ball screen, they went underneath. And Walsh made no mistake, just rising up for the deep 3, legs spread apart, kind of off balance, but looks beautiful as it goes in for points 14.
So Amari Walsh with his second State Bank three-pointer. Bath trying to get some points here on this trip. Cole with a three-pointer of his own. That one's going to be no good. Ryan with the extra opportunity. And now we're going to have a whistle.
Too many steps over there on the perimeter. A good offensive rebound inside from Everett Bensman, the senior. Just needs to go back up there instead of passing it back out.
Elida's got a 9-point lead. They've made 3 3-point field goals. The Wildcats have made none. There's your 9 points.
14 of those 19 Elida points belong to Amari Walsh, the junior, handling the rock for the team, doing a nice job getting inside and moving things around.
Little weave up top. Marcus Hill hands it back off to Walsh. Jackson Foster has switched back on to Amari. Here's Jonathan Payne with the basketball. Tried to see if he couldn't get something going into the lane, but has to kick it back out. And now we're going to have a whistle as this one, I believe, was going to go against Everett. No, Zach Welsh, actually. First time we've called his name tonight. He's going to get whistled for his first foul.
Have to stay disciplined on these long possessions. Right there, just a little bit irritated perhaps trying to get through a screen and goes a little too hard, and that's foul number 5. So to the line goes Marcus Hill.
And just a quick reminder, I mean, it's the beginning of basketball season for all of us, so maybe some people have forgot. You know, last year, the foul rule had changed at the end or at the beginning of every quarter. Team fouls reset, individual fouls stay the same. So even though there were a few fouls there in the first quarter, at the beginning of the second, we were back to 0, and that's why it took a few extra before Elida started taking some free throws.
First 2 points there for Marcus Hill, had 12 last night.
Bath needs some points on this trip. Here's Welsh going baseline, gets cut off, has to get rid of it. And we're going to have a foul. This one is going to go against Marcus Hill. Bath with still a foul to give, as that is just going to be the 14th foul.
Elida's really played some good defense here, not giving Bath any good looks right there on that possession. Bath trying to go baseline, but a nice job by 14, Jonathan Payne, sliding his feet, cutting them off, and forcing him back outside.
Here's Logan Markley back in the game. I think Coach realizes this game's going to get away from us. I got to play him, even if he's got 2 fouls.
Yeah, it's something Logan Markley, too, is going to have to wear on his shoulders. They know they're going to need him, and he's going to have to play smart. They can't afford for him to foul out of games or him have to spend extended time on the bench. And right there, great defense by the Bulldogs. They cut him off baseline, goes out of bounds, and he's going to go right back. So they're going to do a little offense for defense with him.
Pretty early to do so, but you can't blame Bath. They need the offensive firepower. They need to get something going, but you certainly don't want him to pick up foul number 3. They've got a guy tying his shoe.
Well, he started tying his shoe after the ball was handed to the player to take it out of bounds.
You know, that's the new defensive strategy this year. Let the play start, then bend over to tie the shoe so they blow it dead.
He's actually lucky that they blew it dead because they didn't have to. They could have let that one play out. 2:18 left to go here in the half. Elida in control is there on top 11. Marcus Hill looks to drive, kicks it back out to Island. Island trying to get it inside to Walsh, decides to keep it himself. Somehow ends up with it still and fired a fastball over to Marcus Hill. I think was lucky to be able to gather that one in.
Yeah, it almost took his head off. A nice job getting inside by Island. They're trying to take the off-balance shot against a lot of length. I think Bath wants that, right? Get him into the teeth of the defense and make it tough inside.
Amari Walsh has that. His first step is so explosive when he comes off the dribble. Able to get to the rim, but can't get that one to go down. 1:30 left to go here in the half.
Another nice job by Bath inside. Ooh, almost a travel, just able to get it to Bensman.
Bath still looking for something to get going from behind the arc. All of their points have come from inside the paint so far here tonight. And Benzman looked like he got tripped up a little bit as he went to get that to Ryan, and Ryan wasn't expecting the pass. That one's going to go out of bounds, and it's another turnover for the Wildcats.
Yeah, pass just a little inaccurate, a little bit too low, and at close range, it was tough for them to lean down and pick that one up. So now Elida, a minute left, a chance to extend the lead past 11.
Here's Island. Nice crossover, puts that one up, and it's no good. Bath trying to go quickly. Foster with the quick three-pointer. That one's going to be no good.
The three still not dropping for Bath, just not able to find the bottom of the net here. Struggling to get things going offensively while Elida's defense has been in their face, making things very, very tough for them.
Hawkins with the basketball up at the top of the key. Final 20 seconds. Guarded by Hill. Bath really needs to see if they needs to get some points here just to see a little bit of momentum as they go into the locker room. Foster tries to go inside, gathers it up after he lost it off the glass, and good.
Yeah, nice job from Foster right there, taking advantage of the size mismatch.
Island goes quick. Three-pointer is off the front of the rim, and that is going to bring us to halftime. Mark Shine is over, going to grab one of the coaches so we can talk to them about the first half. While he's doing that, Evan, everything was kind of going Elida's way there in the first half, and Mark right now looks like he's going to be standing by with Coach White.
Yeah, I'm here with Coach White. Coach, you struggled. You put 10 points on the board, but you got a good basket there late in the quarter. How's that going to propel you in the second half?
Yeah, well, obviously we got to find some offense in the second half. Really like where we are defensively. We're doing good things. We're limiting their ability to get to the paint. And I don't know what our shooting percentage is yet, but I know it's not very good. So I think we're getting good looks. We got to finish inside. We got to knock down shots, and hopefully the ball goes our way the second half.
Well, Foster's got 2 baskets for you in that quarter. Good to get him going.
Yeah. I mean, he had a rough night last night, and he's due. He's a good player, and, I think he did a lot better job of handling it this first half. The shot still didn't go down for him, but, looking for the second half, hoping we can get a couple going.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
That is going to just about do it here as we head off into halftime. We'll be back with our halftime show. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Boys High School basketball on WOSN. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse. Nate Garlock, Mark Shine, Evan Skilder. It is halftime, and our halftime sponsor is Lima Chevrolet Cadillac, the area's premier Chevrolet and Cadillac dealer in the greater Lima area. Serving Lima for over 100 years, we are proud to call this home. And it was up and down quarters for both teams. Some things going right, some things didn't, and the stats kind of reflect that.
Well, Elida is 3 for 8 from inside the arc and 3 from 8 from outside the arc. Bath is 4 for 11 from two-point range. They are 0 for 8 from the three-point line. Elida's made all 6 of their free throws. Bath is just 2 for 4. Each team has 13 rebounds. Bath has 5 of those being offensive. Elida has 3. And Elida's only turned it over 4 times. Bath 7 times in the opening 16 minutes.
Mark, just a 9-point game. That 0 for 8 from behind the three-point line is really a very glaring stat.
It really is. They've not even been close. A lot of hard shots off the rim. They're not those kinds of hit and die and fall off. So they've really struggled from the three-point line. I don't think that's unusual on the second night of a 2-night weekend, especially early in the season. You just don't have the legs, but they need to get something going inside a little bit more.
Evan, I know when you hear those stats, it definitely seems one-sided, and when you look at the score, it kind of reflects that as well. But what do these teams have to do coming out of the locker room to change what we saw in the first half?
Well, I think Elida needs to keep up the pressure defensively. They've done a really nice job keeping Bath from getting inside, forcing some turnovers, and really not giving them any shots. So continue that pressure. And I think on offense, they can be patient. Bath's doing a nice job using their length to make it hard for Elida to get the looks they want. But Elida doesn't need good looks right now. They need time of possession, right? So just be patient, keep the ball, get your looks, get your shots, you'll be okay. if you're Bath, I think you need to get the ball inside, not necessarily to get buckets at the rim, but to get that defense to collapse a little bit and maybe open up some shooters on the outside. Either way, there's not a ton of space for them to operate inside the perimeter, and they've got to figure something out to get that defense to give them something. And then for Bath at 2, I think they need to continue to press. I think that press looks nice, especially the three-quarter look that kind of slows Elida down, takes away some of their athleticism, and makes it tough for them to get things going and get what they want offensively.
We had a great halftime show here at the Fieldhouse, a staple of the Tip-Off Classic. All 4 cheerleading squads get together, put a performance on. Another great performance by those squads. And it's just about time for the second half. Both teams coming back out of the locker room to warm up. We'll step aside one more time, and we'll be back with the third quarter here on WOSA. Welcome back to the Fieldhouse. Third quarter action just about underway. Mark Shine standing by with Coach Howard from Elida.
Coach Howard, that was a really great defensive half. You gave them 6 points in each quarter.
Yeah, 12 points is a good first half. We made sure we got out and located the shooters, make sure we were switching on our guards, and then when the ball went into the post, just make sure we're walling up on their big guy.
And Wash had a great first half.
He is. Our guards can get us going. Zori was a little slow in the second half, but he's got to get it going defensively for us.
And your free throw shooting was perfect.
Hey, don't knock it. Maybe we get it in the second half.
Back to you guys.
You know, Evan, did you heard Coach Howard talk about the guard play from Elida is really the engine that gets this Bulldog team going. And even though Zori Island was a little bit slow starting, had a rough night shooting last night as well, you could see a little bit of that frustration coming out of him. But his other teammates picked him up. It wasn't something that if Zori couldn't get going, everybody couldn't get going. It's Zori's okay, or slowing down, that's okay. Let's take a look somewhere else, and it was Amari Walsh who filled that role tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think for Elida, they need to understand, right, it's not about the scoring from the guards. It's about the movement. It's about the penetration. It's about making the help commit and opening other guys up, right? The more they can get inside, the more they're going to open up the floor on the outside, the more they're going to let guys attack closeouts. And really, the second you get an advantage, this Elida team has done a really nice job moving the ball and keeping that advantage until they get a bucket.
You know, Mark, you talked with Coach White before they went into the locker room, and, you know, one of the things that he said was, you know, I don't know what our shooting percentage is, but he knows that it can't be great, and he's right. They've really struggled. They've gotten looks, but they just can't quite find the mark right now when it comes to inside and outside, really. How are they going to be able to make that adjustment here in the second half?
Well, if you look at what they've done, they're a combined 4 of 19 shooting the ball in the first half. Some of that's that really good defense. They had some good looks going inside. They've been able to slip screen a little bit and get Ryan open inside. Let's see how consistent they can be offensively, because they really haven't turned the ball over much against good pressure.
The Wildcats are going to begin with the basketball here in the third quarter. They immediately go into attack mode as they try to get to the rim. Jackson Foster's going to get fouled for his trouble.
For a second, I thought Jackson Foster was going to blow this place up. He went up pretty hard like he was going to throw that down, but a good job, again, getting the ball to the basket. We said that for Bath, right? Get it inside. Right there, they get it done on a backdoor pass, and now 2 free throws coming up for Mr. Foster.
Play set up that they did at halftime, obviously, to get that backdoor cut and get this guy going. I think, you know, he had a couple of baskets in quarter number 2. Now he comes out and gets a couple of free throws. This could get Jackson Foster going here in this half.
Foster's second free throw is on its way, and it is good. So a perfect trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line as Bath gets the scoring underway here in the second half. Nice drive to the inside as that one is up and good for Marcus Hill. His first field goal of the night.
There you see it, right to the rim. Foster trying to come back.
You see Bath was trying to see if they couldn't speed things up a little bit. Trying to get a couple of easy baskets early. That one couldn't work. Wash that time, I think, might have just been a little bit surprised he was that open underneath as that one went off the bottom of the rim.
Yeah, good job getting to 2 feet, but like you said, maybe just too far underneath the basket, and then a good job responding by Bath. It was a good start to the half for them.
Dagan Hawkins with his first basket of the night as Island goes into the paint. No whistle, and that one's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, nice attack right there from Island, but loses his balance amongst a lot of defenders, and it goes out right off of him. See the ball still sitting there on the line as he's laying out of bounds.
You see Zori a little frustrated. I think he's obviously not having the shooting night that he would like. I think he's had a couple of fouls not go his way, and right there, you hit the floor that hard, you're kind of hoping the officials are going to blow the whistle in your favor, and that time they did not for Zori.
It's a good referee crew, at least 2 guys that ref college games as well. Look at that, Bath to the basket 3 times in a row. They get 2 free throws, and they get 2 baskets.
Logan Markley fights his way to the inside.
This is a delay of game warning for tipping the ball out of bounds after you scored, so Elida couldn't inbound it quickly. First one's a warning, second one's a technical foul.
And that was Foster. You could see right there at the end of the Ultimate Outdoor instant replay. Foster comes flying through there and just knocked that one out.
See Krim trying to get position underneath. Still not looking to go inside though, at least not to the bigs. Now they do.
Krim puts it back outside. Here's Walsh with the basketball. Marcus Hill looks to drive with the right hand. Steps back, changes course. Going to put this one up, and that one's going to be no good. Ryan with the rebound.
Well, he did the first part of what he should have done by getting to the basket, but then he needs to look outside instead of trying to shoot amongst all those trees inside.
Jackson Foster trying to open up the three-point line, but still no good for Bath as they have yet to hit a three-pointer here in the game. 0 for 2 on that trip, and ultimately ends up back into the hands of the Bulldogs.
And 0 for 11 from the game from 19 feet 9 inches.
But I really like what I see right now. Coach White looking at Foster, clapping his hands, saying, look, that's your game. Keep shooting the ball. They're going to start to fall. We love a coach that sticks with his guys.
Here's Krim on the inside, working against Ryan. Kicks it back out. Hill's three-point try is going to be short as Parker Krim comes through, and we're all going to get a chance for the basketball tonight, apparently.
I thought Krim was coming after me.
the Krim Reaper coming right at the camera. Look at that. Look at him.
That is the.
Oh, that's a good shot.
We're going to have that one on YouTube for a long time on WOSN.
Nice break.
Here's Markley. Markley gets it back over to Dawkins as they're going to slow things down. Markley going to drive, puts the left hand up, and they're going to say the foul was on the floor prior to the shot. And I believe they're going to get Walsh for the foul.
He's been able to use his left hand to go to the rim 2 possessions in a row now.
And still Bath doing a nice job attacking the rim, getting inside, getting good, efficient looks, drawing a foul there. That's 2 against Elida, the first called against Amari Walsh.
Hand off to Hawkins. Hawkins gets cut off by Island. He's going to keep working, kicks it back out. Here's Cole with the basketball, has to hand it off to Ryan. Bath now looking to reset. Tonight's presenting sponsors, Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. Ryan loses the basketball, gathers it back in, three-point try, up and good. And finally, the Bath Wildcats are able to get a State Bank three-pointer to go down.
Yeah, that's the third bucket from Markley. Really nice job there, quick trigger, and now they get the ball back, a chance to tie it or take the lead.
Here's Jackson Foster trying to get it down into the corner, as that is going to be last touched by Zori Island, the official says, so it will stay with the Wildcats. Just a 2-point game as the Wildcat offense has come out on fire, Mark.
Well, Bath's on a 9-2 run right now. They finally got a 3-point field goal to go down for them, but in 3.5 minutes, they've given up just 2 points at the other end.
Hawkins gets it inside to Ryan. Ryan working against Krim. Turnaround one-hander, light touch off the rim, and that one goes down.
Yeah, Ryan's got a nice size advantage and nice long arms. I like what he does right there. He's able to actually back Parker Krim down, get in a good spot, and good touch on that one to tie it up.
The Wildcats have tied this one at 23. We got a Metrica Financial Services timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metrica Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetricaFinancialServices.com. Also like to thank tonight's scoreboard sponsor, Webb Insurance Agency. Webb Insurance Agency serving Lima and Allen County for more than 100 years with offices in downtown Lima and Bluffton. All tied at 23 here at the Elida Fieldhouse as we are in the consolation game of the Tip-Off Classic. as the Bath Wildcats have fought their way back from a big deficit as the offense has come alive here in the third quarter.
Well, they're 3 for 3 from inside the arc, 1 for 4 from outside the arc, and made both their free throws in the quarter, and they've held Elida down defensively as well.
Nice defense by Jaden Ryan right there against Parker Krim to disrupt that shot. Can't get it to go down. And now Bath has an opportunity to take the lead for the first time tonight.
We've talked about role players. I like what Ryan's done so far. We'll get back to that thought in a second.
Island not able to gather that one up as Foster knocked it away, but Elida kept it. Altenbach three-pointer is good. Brody Altenbach has his third State Bank three-pointer of the game.
That's a really nice look right there from Island. But going back to Ryan, he's done a really nice job here in the second half, just making things difficult on Krim. Offensively, got some good position, able to score, and then defensively doing a nice job in help and making sure that big body of Krim can't get too close to the basket and get a good look.
Here comes Markley. He's trying to drive, loses the basketball, has to kick it back out. Hawkins for three, and he's able to get it down. He now has 5 in the quarter as he knocks the State Bank three-pointer down.
Well, that's what we keep saying. Get the ball inside and work it out right there. Nice job by Markley getting in.
Nice job getting the extra pass over to Parker Krim. Lots of contact as Daniel Cole will be whistled for this. It should be his third if they charge him with it.
They do indeed. Krim to the free throw line.
Parker Krim makes his first trip to the Lee Simmons Recipe Chicken free throw line. All night long, our free throws are brought to you by Lee Simmons Recipe Chicken, located in Wampauck, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Parker Krim knocks down his first free throw.
First point of the evening for Krim. See the big smile on his face. Great guy. I've had a chance to talk with him, interview him a couple times. Just a pleasure to talk to. Great young man. Good leader for the football team and here on the hardwood as well at Elida.
Parker Krim makes a perfect trip to the free throw line. He has his first 2 of the night. Elida back on top 28-26. Zach Welsh into the game for the Wildcats. Has the basketball, gets it over to Foster. Foster back to Markley. Markley looking to drive. Nice defense by Wash. Here's Hawkins, kicks it back over. Ryan, he's going to try. He gets the right hand up and in. Jaden Ryan, it's not always pretty, but it's effective as he gets his second basket of the quarter.
Well, and look at him attack the closeout. Really nice job moving the ball from Bath. And then they throw it out to the guy who's probably the least likely to shoot a three-pointer, but they close out hard enough for him to get around and then gets inside and uses that length to get close to the rim and drop it in.
Ryan can't gather that one in. Nice job by Marcus Hill to save that one for Elida.
Good basketball game. Good second half start from Bath. All tied up. We're working inside. Strength on strength, but right there, too much arm. So Ryan will get called for the foul. His first.
You can see here on the Ultimate Outdoor replay, it looked like Jaden Ryan had pretty good position on Parker Krim. And I think part of the issue there was just the strength of Krim. Ryan really had to lean into him to knock that ball loose. Jackson hands it back over to Wash. Wash with the quick step as he's able to split the defense and get that in for 2.
Yeah, right there, Ryan too far underneath the basket to provide good help and a good job controlling his body by Amari Wash, getting up and putting that in. He's up to 16 points of Elida's 30 now.
You know, Mark, I really like the way that Elida has answered this run from Bath. You know, Bath had all that momentum. Elida was looking frustrated, but they didn't quit. They regrouped during that timeout.
Well, they got a steal, a timeout, a steal, and a 3-point field goal. And that got momentum back, got it back to where it's a 2-point lead. But they were able to counteract with that big defensive play.
Final minute 20 here in the third. Elida on top 2, but Bath with the basketball.
I like how the Wildcats, who only had 12 points in the opening half, were able to put 16 up in this quarter, and now, no, we missed it.
Zach Welsh tried to see if he couldn't get things going at the rim. That was no good, and you saw Hawkins pick up the foul there. Probably a good foul as Marcus Hill was about to blow right by him. So Dagan Hawkins decides that he's going to pick up the foul to slow things down a little bit and give his defense a chance to get set.
About what Brody Altenbach's done here in this game, though, for Elida, making those big 3-point field goals.
Yeah, they've definitely got a lot of really good contributions from their bench tonight. Amari Walsh, 16 points on the game, leads all scorers. He has the basketball. Being guarded by Markley.
He went right through him.
Yeah, we're going to have another foul. That is going to go on. That's going to go on Markley. It's a great call, Mark, and that is number 3 for Logan Markley.
Try to go around those screens, can't go through them. Referee right on top of that one.
It's a good move by the coaching staff to get him out for the last part of this quarter.
51.4 seconds left to go. Elida inbounding from underneath their basket. Wash working against Hawkins. Letting his offense get set.
Elida just trying to play for the last shot here, move it around a little bit. Don't get me wrong, if they get a good look at the basket, they'll take it.
Hawkins almost able to get his hands on that one. Wash going to drive, nice spin move into the lane and gets that one to go.
That's great strength, and again, really good control in the air by Amari Wash. He just kind of floats up there, not really put off by contact, just does a really, really nice job playing under control.
Here's Foster down in the corner, 10 seconds left to go. Foster looks over towards the bench, and we're going to have a late whistle as Amari Walsh is going to pick up the foul. Mental mistake there for Amari Walsh. That is his second foul, but really, really far away from the basket. Foster really wasn't making any attempt to go anywhere.
Well, and the dead ball allows Markley to check back in for the final 5.6 and see if they get him a shot opportunity.
Yeah, I almost thought that foul might have been on purpose. 5.6 left, and you have a foul to give. You don't want him to get anything toward the basket. But, Mark, you're right. It does allow him to get Markley in. He's going to fire one.
Markley puts this one up at the buzzer. Couldn't get a good look at it. And that is going to bring the third quarter to a close. After 3, the Bulldogs on top, 32-28. We'll step aside and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. John Stockton DDS is tonight's premier sponsor for the Elida Bulldogs, providing dental care for high school sports fans. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Pat's Donuts and Cream. Visit any of our 4 area locations, including our newest location at 600 South Cable Road, next to LCC, open daily. And I got to tell you guys, having a Pat's Donuts and Cream that much closer to my house has not been a good thing at all. The breakfast pizza is phenomenal, and now I don't have the excuse, oh, I got to drive all the way to Elida Road. I drive about 8 minutes down the road. I get my breakfast pizza. They have an amazing dessert pizza. It's a bad thing for me, but tough. I'm sure everybody else is enjoying it, and I'm sure they don't mind my extra income coming there as well.
Well, it's tough. It's tough on the stomach, but it's tough on the wallet as well, right?
Well, you guys know, I'm a coffee guy, right? I'm going to go into Pat's and just get a coffee.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Welcome back to Elida Fieldhouse. Mark Shine, Evan Skiller, I'm Nate Garlock. Fourth quarter just about underway here, guys. And I'll tell you what, the way that this game was looking like it was going to go coming out of halftime has completely changed. Bath did a great job making adjustments in that third quarter. They pulled even a couple of different times. Elida, though, you got to give them credit. They didn't fold when that run came from the Wildcats.
Well, much better job from Bath defensively as they give up the backdoor and the foul. But I was just going to say a better job defensively, not allowing penetration and looks at the rim. But right there, a nice backdoor as Bensman falls asleep, and Foster will get tacked with his second foul.
Well, remember the play Bath ran to start the third quarter? You just saw it again. Elida scored on it, and they're going to get a chance for a three-point play. Is out of it.
Amari Walsh took the contact there, and you couldn't quite see it on the Ultimate Outdoor instant replay, but from our vantage point, a big smile came across Amari Wash's face. He loves contact. He loves that physical part of basketball. A great move to get inside, took the contact, and you can tell that, at least from my first time seeing him this season on the hardwood, this is a different kid than we saw last year.
Well, look at his arms, man. That guy is super strong, right? He's cut up. He works really hard in the gym, in the weight room, trying to be the best player he can be, and it pays off. He's able to handle contact without any problem, and now a timeout taken by Bath to avoid the 5-second call.
Yeah, Zach Welsh was a little bit stuck out there about mid-court, so Coach White takes the Metzger Financial Services timeout. We will as well, and we'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our three-pointers tonight are brought to you by the State Bank. Contact the State Bank for all your banking and financial services needs. Visit yourstatebank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Nate, do you like players who listen to Coach? Because at 4:23 to go in the third quarter, Coach Howard called timeout. It was 23-all. Since that time, they're on a 12-5 run. Obviously made some changes, some adjustments. Guys focused again.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see, especially early in the season if you're a coach, right, is how do they respond? As I'll tell you what a phenomenal play. A long pass coming in. Check it out here on the Ultimate Outdoor instant replay. Inbound all the way into Markley. Markley somehow gets enough of it on there to get it up off the glass, and Zori Island delivers the contact. A great play for the Wildcats.
Well, you talk about listening to Coach. How do you like that? Timeout taken. Coach White draws up the perfect play. Not only does it result in a look at the basket, but it results in a foul as well. You can't tell me as a coach that's not one of the best feelings in the world, drawing up the right play.
And seeing it executed properly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Big three-point play after the timeout to get it back to 4. And
we're going to have some more contact. We'll see who they're going to call this on. And it looks like this is going to go against Foster, and if that's the case, that's his third.
Reyes Ramirez, good referee, chatting with Foster. I mean, that's pretty easy to see there. Jersey gets tugged, he goes down. Maybe not enough contact to make him fall, but good job selling it to the referee.
See Jaden Ryan coming back into the game. He's had a nice night for the Wildcats. And, you know, Mark, you're a little bit more familiar with this Bath team than most are. You know, Jaden Ryan is an interesting player to me where he has the size. It looks like he has the strength. It's not always the most coordinated that you see out there, but it's effective.
And that's what he's been able to do. He's played solidly on defense inside against Krim. He scored a few baskets, got a few rebounds. He's had a nice game this evening. And there he is again defending very well.
Great job that time by Ryan shutting Krim down. He had to get rid of it. Drive coming in. That one's going to be short. Krim with the rebound. Extra effort, no good. Third opportunity, no, as the Wildcats come up the rebound, and Foster's going to get whistled for the double dribble as he got caught in midair and couldn't get rid of it.
Good fight inside for that rebound, though. Really like what both teams were doing. There's about 3 Wildcats and 2 Bulldogs going at the ball, and it was Krim that came away with it. Right now, right in front of me, Mr. Island really frustrated. He's been hanging out in the corner kind of open, hasn't gotten a whole lot of looks. You can see him kind of crouching over. I know it's not on the screen, but definitely some frustration for number 0.
Here's Island going to look to drive, working against Hawkins. Lots of contact there off the side of the backboard and no good. Rebound comes down to the Wildcats. Markley working against Wash.
You don't want to dog a kid, but that's certainly not what you want to see, especially when you're frustrated. You're trying to push the action a little bit. Not a good look from Island. Just got to calm down a little bit. Your team has the 4-point lead. Just play a good defensive possession here, get the ball back.
Foster for 3. That one's going to be no good. Amari Wash comes up with the rebound. Wash going to slow things down, let the offense get set.
I felt the same way, Evan, right there about Jackson Foster. He so much wants to get something going to help his team. He took a shot a little bit in a hurry.
Zori Island able to get the three-pointer to go down. Zori Island with his first points of the night as it comes from a State Bank three-pointer.
Well, the frustration washes away at least a little bit after a 3 like that in the corner, but then he's tacked with the foul, trying to be aggressive on the other end. That's number 4 against Island.
As Zori's going to have to go and take a seat. It looks like Evan Jackson will come in for him, and he will.
You know, the previous possession, Zori went to the rim and couldn't get anything up because of congestion inside. That time he just hung out on the three-point line and nailed it.
Yeah, and that's the outside in or inside out game from Elida that they play so well, just doing a great job kind of forcing the action to the basket, getting the defense to collapse, sending it outside for open looks.
Hawkins works against Jackson, gets the double team over from Krim, and somehow falling backwards, gets it in off the glass.
That's a tough basket, good help defense right there, but just falling away, able to toss it up. 7 points now for Hawkins.
Well, he didn't have Island to contend with that time. He was able to get around and get to the rim.
Krim here on the inside, works against Ryan. Krim, nice little head fake, but can't get that one to go in. It's going to be tipped around and then knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Evan Jackson.
I think Bath is content with that. I think they want Krim to get the ball at the basket, let Ryan play behind him, make him take tough shots over the top. Bath, though, on that possession, you might have seen it on the replay, kind of got caught ball watching. Krim wasn't looking for a pass, but he had a couple options that he could have looked to. We'll see if Elida can capitalize on that moving forward. If you're the defense and help, you've got to make sure you stay awake in case he passes it out of that post-up position.
This one's going to get knocked out of bounds. You know, we've seen not necessarily a deep rotation here tonight from the Wildcats, Mark. And, you know, I don't mean this in a bad way, but, you know, this Wildcat team this year has had to do something that it's not typically used to doing, and that's having a late start from their football team.
Yeah, they have. They look. See what happened. Markley travel. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they are a little bit behind. This is not the same team you will see, let's say, on January 1. Dre White, of course, new coach trying to put things in. Late start from football, conditioning-wise, new things to do offensively and defensively. This will be a different team come January 1 you'll see tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's not like it's one or two guys. You got Logan Markley, Daniel Cole, Jackson Foster, Zach Welsh. All those guys are main components of that football team. So they weren't into the gym as much as Coach White would have liked, especially, you know, a new coach, a new system, having to get these guys up to speed. So they are a little bit behind, and I think you've seen flashes of that tonight, but they've done a nice job of trying to, you know, maintain that composure, and they have kept fighting here tonight even when they found themselves down. Last 4 minutes left in this one. Elida on top, 38-33.
Trying to be patient here.
Walsh trying to get it inside the Krim, but nowhere to go. Walsh has the basketball, leads all scorers with 21 tonight. He seemed to be everywhere. This one's going to get knocked away, though. Hawkins, nice job gathering that one in. And as they get it back over to Ryan, as Ryan has to get rid of it. Extra pass, here's Welsh in the corner. That one's going to be short. Fight for the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds and back to the Bulldogs.
Well, Elida didn't get points on that last possession. You certainly don't want to end a possession with a turnover, but it was a pretty nice possession. They were patient. They worked the ball around, took some time off the clock. Now a timeout as they want to talk things over.
Elida takes the Metzger Financial Services timeout. We will as well, and we'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our instant replays are brought to you by Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. 3:37 left to go in this one. We got a 5-point game, gentlemen, and it really has been a back-and-forth game. Elida with the big lead. Bath makes the run to tie it up. But, Mark, you talked about it. A very timely timeout by Coach Howard turned things back in favor of the Bulldogs.
That's a dead solid fact. If you're looking for a game reset, each team has 3 timeouts remaining. Each team has committed just 2 fouls here in this quarter. Interested to see how this last 3.5 plays out.
Island with the basketball. He's back in with his 4 fouls.
I expect Elida to be very patient.
Hill with the 3-point try. That one's going to be no good. Krim with the rebound. Can't get that one to go down. Gives himself another opportunity. Can't get it to go, but he's going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
They tried to be patient, then they ended up with a good look in the corner. You can't fault a guy for taking a wide open 3. I think that's his shot. It just doesn't fall, but then on the back end, you see a really good offensive rebound and fight from Parker Krim, and look at the size of that guy. That's not one I want to mix it up with, trying to get a rebound.
That right there was the biggest, strongest athlete, went and got the ball twice.
That's right, absolutely.
That's the first free throw miss of the game, too, for Elida.
Parker Krim with the second opportunity here. Our free throws tonight are brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Parker Krim's second shot is good. He's back out to a 6-point Elida lead.
Jackson's going to come in, a good athletic defender, replacing Altenbach.
And more length on the perimeter defensively.
Every possession right now vitally important for the Wildcats as they are down 6. Markley with the big drive to the basket.
Yeah, it's too easy. You can't let him take it to the left side right there. Left-hand dominant, able to get to the rack and put it in. If you're Elida, you cannot let him get penetration and get downhill.
Now 14 on the night for Logan Markley, 5 here in the fourth.
To your point, Evan, the coaching scouting report says don't give him his left hand, but he's been able to get there. That'll be a frustration to Coach Howard.
2:20 and counting left in this one. Elida protecting a 4-point lead.
And this is where Elida has an advantage. A lot of really good ball handlers that can move it around the perimeter. It's going to be tough to dispossess them. Might see Bath try to get an early foul here with just 2 fouls, or excuse me, 3 in this quarter.
Yeah, Bath with just the 1 foul to give as Walsh gets all the way to the rim, and that's the easiest shot he's had all night.
Yeah, it's confusing right there because Bath playing pretty good perimeter defense and then just kind of fall asleep as the ball continues to move around the perimeter, and Elida's way too quick. They're going to make you pay anytime you fall asleep.
Markley with the quick turnaround 3-pointer. That one's going to be no good as it's going to go over the backboard. It'll go back to the Bulldogs.
Interesting to see what Coach White decides to do here. Down 6, just 2 possessions, 1:46 on the clock. Does he try to find someone to foul on Elida's side?
Well, Elida's 10 of 11 from the free throw line in the game.
Walsh goes right into a whole host of Wildcats. Nice job by Jaden Ryan to tie him up. We're going to have a jump ball, and possession arrow favors the Wildcats.
You know, Nate, in this game, second game, 2-game weekend, each team has just 9 turnovers. And as fatigue plays a part in this game, a second night, early weekend, whatever, and defensive pressure from both teams, that's pretty good to have only 9 turnovers at this point in the game.
You know, especially when you're trying to come back, Mark, and it seems, you know, at times you're trying to press a little bit. As you see, Coach White's going to want to call the timeout, try to see if he can't get things set for the Wildcats here. 1:35 left to go in this one. Elida down, they take the time, or excuse me, Bath down, they take the timeout. We'll take it as well and be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Our premier sponsor for Elida is John Stockton DDS, providing dental care for high school sports fans. 1:35 left to go in this one, and the Bulldogs are on top, 41-35. And, you know, not a lot of time left in this one, guys. It's still just a 2-possession game. But Bath has really got to find a way to get some stops when they get back on the defensive end.
Well, we saw the last time out Coach White took, Bath able to make or get a pretty quick bucket. That's exactly what they need right here. We'll see what they've drawn up or if they just go right into their 41 offense.
Jackson Foster with the basketball. He's able to get Amari Walsh to follow as he cannot connect though. Zach Welsh comes over. He makes some contact. So that is going to be the last foul that Bath has to give. Everything after this will put Elida on the free throw line.
That was a tough 3 to take right there. I know it might have been the best look they got early in the possession, but you might want to make another reversal or 2 because a 3 when you're jumping to your right, your shooting hand kind of off balance, trying to get it to the basket, it's a really tough task.
Story Island with the basketball. Deep in the backcourt. Hawkins out guarding him. Minute 12 left to go. Island.
And this offense is designed for Island. There he goes, a pass too.
Brody Altenbach left all alone. Great find by Island as Altenbach was jumping around like, hey, I don't know where everybody went, but give me the ball.
That 3-guard set with Wash and Island and Hill, that's just designed for them right there.
Yeah, no question. Just get the ball into your best dribbler's hands, let him dribble out the clock as much as possible. But you saw it. If the Bath gives up a good look, they're going to take it.
Another steal by the Bulldogs, and that one just might have done it. As this one, and we're going to have another foul. It's going to be Amari Wash that heads to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Good show from the student sections tonight. Bath and Elida right now going at it, but I already see the LCC and Shawnee fans shuffling in. Make sure you stay tuned after this one for the nightcap and the championship game of the Elida Tip-Off Classic. Two great teams coming up in LCC and Shawnee. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, really excited to call that one with you guys. The Shawnee team has a lot of hype around it. LCC team coming off of a state final appearance. So a great championship matchup, but still a little bit of work left to do here in this consolation game as Amari Wash can't connect on his first shot.
Jackson will come back in for that defense. Don't rule him out when it comes to an offensive rebound as well. Super great athlete, can get off the floor. He's got some long arms to go along with it.
Amari Wash goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Pushes this out to a 9-point lead. Markley, turnaround jumper. That one's going to be good. As Markley keeps his team alive here. Their Wildcats are going to take a timeout. As I couldn't quite see Mark. Was that a full or a 30? Looks like it's going to be a full. So we'll take it as well, and we'll be back on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. Welcome back. Nate Garlock, Mark Shine, Evan Skilleter. Final 25.3 seconds left to go here in the consolation game of the Tip-Off Classic. The Elida Bulldogs on top of the Bath Wildcats, 44-37. As Zori Island tries to bring it up, gets it into the hand of Amari Wash. As he's just going to hold on to it here. He's going to wait for the foul to come, and he'll make another trip to the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Well, Bath did exactly what you can't do in a press. They let Wash get to the outside of the trap, and he goes right up the sideline to break the press, and now 2 free throws that are, well, I guess we'll call them consolation prizes.
Mari lines up the first shot. It is up, and it is good. Now 25 points on the night.
Really a great night for Wash on both ends of the floor. He's played some really tough defense as well, making it tough for the Bath guards to move around the perimeter, to get any penetration, to get anything toward the basket. Bath with a really nice job adjusting in the second half, at least in that third quarter, getting to the rack, but then kind of falling in love with the 3 late, and ultimately Elida able to pull away here.
Final 10 seconds left to go in this one. Jackson Foster with the basketball. Gonna get rid of it. Hawkins, he's gonna put it up. That one's gonna be no good. And that is gonna do it for this one, as the Elida Bulldogs are gonna come away with the 45-37 win. We'll step aside one final time. We'll come back to wrap this one up here on WOSN. Welcome back. Tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner. It's time to name our Stolly Hustle Award winner. You can check out the highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WOSN YouTube page. And, you know, a lot of nights we sit here, guys, and we have a lot to talk about. We debate a couple of different things. But tonight, it was pretty easy as we went with Amari Wash.
Yeah, and Amari had such a great night. 8 for 12 from the field, which is very efficient. 7 for 9 from the free throw line. Did a nice job defensively as well. All around just leading the way, and definitely with his hustle.
At 25 of his team's 45 points. He was all over the place. We saw him getting some pretty big rebounds. He went to the free throw line late in that one to score some big baskets as well, Mark. Just a tremendous night for Amari Wash.
Well, I thought all football season long he might be the best athlete on the field in football season offensively. And tonight he was the best athlete up and down the floor, going to the rim, making free throws, playing defense. He was the best player on the floor this evening.
Without a doubt. You know, Mark, you're over there. You're keeping stats for us tonight. You got some final ones for us?
Well, let's take a look at it real quick. Elida was 9 of 22 from inside the arc. Bath was 13 of 20. But from outside, three-point line, Elida 5 of 11. Bath just 2 of 19. Elida also won the free throw battle. They made 12 of 14. Bath just 5 of 7. Elida had 24 rebounds, 5 offensive. Bath had 22 rebounds, 7 offensive. Elida turned over 9 times, and Bath turned it over 10.
That is just about going to wrap it up for us here at the Elida Fieldhouse. The championship game is just about underway. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors one final time: Webb Insurance Agency, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Lima Chevrolet, Cadillac, Ultimate Outdoor, the State Bank, Metzger Financial Services, John's Doctor, DDS, Pat's Donuts and Cream, and Stolly Insurance. Also like to thank our crew tonight: Ken Ricker doing all the hard work, all of our camera guys, Dave Evans from Elida High School, and back at WSN, Kelly Getz and Nick Fraley. You guys do all that hard work. We sit here and we talk about things and try to sound like we know what we're talking about. Most of the time we don't. We understand that, but we get the fun job, they get the hard stuff. We couldn't appreciate you guys more. Guys, this was an absolute blast. This was the first time I had a 3-man booth. I love doing it. I'll tell you what, let's stick around and do one more. How about that?
Sounds good to me. Can't wait.
All right, one final time from the field house. The Elida Bulldogs knock off the Bath Wildcats 45-37. For Evan Skilder and Mark Shine, I'm Nate Garlock. Have a great night, everybody.